We're here in southwestern Africa in the remote Konani region of Namibia for the global first drive of the Land Rover Defender 110. Does this vehicle live up to its legendary name? Let's find out.
Okay, but to really understand where the new Defender's coming from, we first got to go back, way back, about like 70 years. What we used to know as the Defender started off as Land Rover series trucks, which eventually took on the Defender name when the Discovery was launched in 1989. So what exactly is the new Defender? Though it shares some underpinnings with the top dog Range Rover model, it sits on a D7X aluminum unibody chassis that's basically unique to the truck. Designed to be the most rugged model in the Land Rover lineup, Defender sports beefed up bits like forged steel subframes and, for the first model year, air suspension across the board. Land Rover also created customized accessory packages. Our testers were kitted out with the Explorer pack, which gets an exterior gear case, snorkel, roof rack, and other goodies. US models get turbo 4-cylinder or mild hybrid turbo 6-cylinder engines. You can even order steel wheels for that old school Defender look.
So here we are driving the Land Rover Defender 110 through some seriously rugged terrain in Namibia. Now, one of the first things that kind of surprised me about driving this vehicle is the perceived heft of it. Even though the controls feel very light and responsive, you are reminded occasionally of what a relatively large vehicle this is. Now, at least on the off-road sections that we've experienced so far, we're driving on a lot of loose gravel. At lower speeds, the tires dig in and you feel a good sense of vehicle control. What's a little bit surprising is when you're on that loose stuff and you're going medium to high speed cornering, once you start to lose traction, this is a big vehicle that has a big swing, and it's just a lot bigger than you think it is because it's not until you look behind you that you see the overall length. Now, a lot of Defender aficionados might have been turned off by some of the plasticky bits dispersed through the car. You know, we're used to the idea of a Defender being this indestructible bug-out vehicle that's ready for the zombie apocalypse. And yeah, you know, some of this stuff, you kind of wish it was a little bit more substantial. But while those little weak points might annoy the hardcore Land Rover people, the real question at the end of the day is whether or not this is a true Land Rover Defender based on its off-road capabilities.
Africa's raw landscape put the Defender through some extreme challenges, which included the legendary Van Zil's Pass, where considerable wheel travel and locking center and rear diffs helped negotiate challenging surface conditions. It handled the rough stuff in surprising comfort, though the old Defender's solid axles might have extended a bit more wheel articulation over the really uneven parts. We also tackled the harsh Skeleton Coast National Park, which required special government permission to access. The 6,500 square mile region has deep sandy expanses, muddy riverbeds, and regions where wild animals have fled poachers from inland areas. Again, the Defender impressed with its rugged chassis and terrain response system, as well as features like clear sight ground view, which enables you to literally see beneath the vehicle. Pretty cool party trick. In all, the Defender took everything we could throw at it, and then some, conquering some seriously epic terrain.
So after driving the new Land Rover Defender through some incredibly remote parts of Namibia over the course of 3 days, we've seen some remarkable sights and done some amazing things. You know, it's really easy to define what the old Defender was. It's a rugged go-anywhere vehicle, but it was also drafty and rough around the edges and flawed. A car can't really be that anymore, and the new Defender, what it does is it incorporates much higher levels of civility into the experience while maintaining as much capability as it can. The new Defender is another level, and in a way, it carries the torch while kind of redefining what a Defender can be. It introduces a level of sophistication and refinement that was never a part of the Land Rover Defender name, and in that way, it brings it into the 21st century.